Right, I'm just going to give you a talk through on how I've gone about managing to get the bottom ball joint changed on my Volvo XC70. This will be the same for the V70, the XC90, the S60 and 80 from model years 2000 to 2007, and my vehicles are 2004, so they should all be the same. So apologies if they aren't, but this is how it was set up on mine, like you say, which is a 2004. My vehicle's been through a few of these over the last 2.5 years. The reason I've had to change this one is because when I was doing the brakes, I noticed that the grease boot, I don't know if you can see that on the camera very clear or not, is split. It wasn't knocking, but obviously it's an MOT fail because, well, obviously the gate is split. So I've got myself a new ball joint, and I noticed, well, every time I've changed these, I've always used an Allen key in the bottom, because it's, I think you can see on the camera very good, it's got a hex socket, or a slot, as you call it, on the bottom of the thread. And obviously I didn't have this at the time, this just a 1/2 inch socket with a 6mm hex attachment in the top, and I didn't have one at the time. And obviously I was using an Allen key. Allen key was fine until I started nipping up the, I think it's an 18mm nut that goes on the thread here to nip it to the wheel bearing housing, or the flange. So I had to leave the car for a few days, couldn't use it, etc, etc, until I got this through. Obviously got it off the old reliable eBay. I think it cost me £5 or £6. It's a 6mm head. Most of these are a 6mm head, but be warned, you do get you might get them on the market with a slightly bigger hex socket at the bottom. I have changed one in the past that was about, I think it was 7mm. Again, I didn't have anything like this at the time, but obviously I've learnt my lesson over the years, and I've got a few of these now. This one's a 6. Obviously I don't have the other two with me at the minute, but I do have a 5 and a 7mm one, just in case whenever I change this again, and the new one might be a different size. So these are dead handy to have, especially when you're doing this, because obviously all it does, we can see the hex keyway at the bottom, just goes in there like so. Way better than, well, to me it's way better than using an Allen key, but that's just my opinion. Obviously if you do get one, make sure you get a 1/2 inch ratchet slot at the bottom for a 1/2 inch ratchet. And then this was a bit awkward to get into the bottom of here. Don't be scared to hit it or tap it, whatever you want to do with a hammer. If it won't go, if it doesn't feel as though it wants to go in, just give it a bit of persuasion with a knocking stick, and eventually you'll get there. And then all you do is get either a T-bar, ratchet, what is it, breaker bar, whatever you've got, just to hold it in place. And then if you get an open-ended spanner or a ring spanner, whatever you've got, I think they're 18mm nut that goes on the bottom, and then you can tighten it up. Once it starts, you'll feel it starting to tighten up. You've got that in the bottom ready. You're winding the nut down to the bottom, and then jobs are good. It worked for me, but like I say, obviously over the years when I've changed these, I've always used an Allen key, and I was getting, pardon my French, I was getting pissed off of it because I couldn't, there was nothing to grip onto when you're picking it up. So got one of these, one of the best tools I've ever got. Like I said, they're not expensive. This one's an impact made for an impact wrench, but you can get the standard ones. But like I say, dead handy to have. Saves you a lot of time for when you're changing these over, because, you know, for some reason my vehicle's been through a few. I don't know why, but I think this is about the 3rd one I've done on it. So I don't know. Anyway, I thought I'd share with you how I've gone about changing it, and hope it helps you out. Thanks for watching.